In this boring hospital room, our heroine and her partner plan to make the guards lose their deep thinking ability, and the guards end up taking away the pillow to cover that shiny head. They want to know where Norman is seriously. Boring hard, just won't cut it. Sister Black softened her approach, explaining hurriedly, I'm not here for Norman, just to see who's lacking in the living room. Bald guy, your cooperation would be great. She promised that as long as the bald guy cooperated, she could keep both brothers safe and help clear up any potential trouble for Norman. Meanwhile, while the bald guy was in pain, Norman received a call from Freckles. How awkward. Assassination site for Little Pony was the concert hall. As the biggest goofball on the island who only swims, it was impossible to catch him. The concert hall security was tight. Freckles needed a custom sniper rifle for airport security. Norman agreed, but her injured arm, what to do? Asking for help was the only option. After some thought, Freckles decided to take matters into her own hands. Sister Black's methods worked like a charm, and the bald guy finally spilled the beans. At this moment, Norman was in Hungary, eagerly waiting for her at the horse grounds, a 1-hour drive from the airport, simple and straightforward. Sister Black sent someone to check. Found total 11 spots based on bald guy's info, but out of town ops. Can't call local police hassle. With no choice, she checked each one. Before leaving, she visited her husband's ex-wife to unwind. The bald guy broke in, terrifying her daughter. Husband hid with her ex-wife. They fought like enemies on sight. Sister Black's husband had lost it. She dramatically declared she wouldn't go back now, that's wild. Freckles landed safely in Hungary. Norman picked her up, and an hour later, they reached a horse ranch. Truly a pro. This was her new base, and Norman was absolutely an artist when it came to gun making. There's nothing he can't handle. Talk about impressive. Freckles outlined indoor mission requirements, showing her blueprints. What creativity. She aimed to disguise the sniper rifle as a cast. She suggested making the barrel out of plastic so it wouldn't be detected by security. Norman shook his head immediately. Plastic isn't strong. They suggest harder alloy for firing mechanism and barrel. Freckles asked about its strength, so technical. Norman replied, typically, it can only fire once. But with a master like me around, Freckles could fire up to 8 times. After settling on the materials, Norman began designing the schematics. The two of them worked in sync all afternoon, and Norman was about to turn Freckles' vision. In the evening, dozens of 3D printers started. All they needed was patience. Norman poured Freckles a drink. The date began. 2 old friends sat and chatted. Freckles asked Norman about his arm injury, and they laughed heartily. Norman glanced over and said, it's from a woman with a British accent. The moment those words left his mouth, Freckles' smile vanished into. Norman previously worked at the White Goose, and if a woman with a British accent showed up, that's massive trouble. Could it be that MI6's Freckles set her drink down, vaguely sensing that the woman was after not Norman, but her talk about a rising cry. The reality was as such. Black Shoes had landed in Hungary and began combing through the 11 suspicious addresses. What a tough cookie. Next afternoon, he pinpointed the rough location. Freckles and Norman knew nothing. They had just finished the ancient snake armor. Freckles tried it on and it fit perfectly. It fit perfectly. Norman is truly an artist. He seamlessly blended a sniper rifle into the ancient snake armor. You couldn't tell at all from the outside. After Freckles figured out the assembly, she wanted to test the rifle, but Norman tossed her the car keys and he hadn't slept all night and was about to rest. Little did they know danger was creeping up. Freckles made her way to the outskirts, hang a freshly bought watermelon from a tree, tethering it securely, and after a quick aim, she pulled the trigger decisively. The bullet hit the watermelon, leaving a small mark. This time, she needed to try the rifle early since there wasn't an opportunity at the launch event. The second shot was still a bit off. Freckles adjusted this sight again, this time selecting a Lotus bullet, a truly ruthless choice, considering it was banned in battle. Sister Black's GPS showed under a km to the target. Anxious Norman waited as Freckles called home. Just as Courier pressed the answer button, Freckles suddenly spotted Sister Black's convoy parked outside the horse ranch. He didn't dare to stop, so he just passed the ranch by. Parked at a calf corner to observe as Sister Black, armed, disembarked to storm the ranch. Freckles was mortified and quickly dialed Norman's number. This was a complete disaster. But Norman was sleeping like a dead pig, ignoring the ringing phone. The ranch's front gate was smashed open, and Sister Black's team charged. Freckles kept praying, dialing repeatedly. Norman finally woke up. Freckles' one sentence was chilling. Yes, from UK. Norman jumped up instantly, such a professional instinct. He deleted the weapons database quickly. Getting captured wasn't a big deal, as long as it didn't hinder the client. Sister Black approached, while Norman scanned the room. A clever guy. He faced a selection crisis, unsure of which gun to use in retaliation. Sister Black was ready to launch an attack, and with a bang, the door exploded open. Norman missed his shot, captured, leaning on a chair. Sister Black patrolled, workstation piled with scrap. What a shame. She speculated that Black Wolf had probably just left not long ago. This wasn't Norman's first time getting caught, definitely a dangerous guy. No matter what questions Sister Black asked, Norman politely responded, sending his regards to her mother. A clever strategy indeed. The agent's home address was classified. The bald guy easily broke into her house and held her daughter hostage. No doubt there was a leak. The bald guy didn't have those connections, leaving one possibility. Norman was back in touch with the MI6 informant. Before Sister Black could resort to any torture, things took a turn. The artist got shot out of nowhere, and the shooter was the team leader. Killing the informant was a last resort, and it exposed her location. Sister Black's team reacted swiftly, dozens of agents charging that way. The team leader hopped on a horse and took off in a flash. An exciting chase began. The white horse plunged into the woods, and as the team leader looked back, she unfortunately got thrown off by a branch. A total tragedy. The light in the forest was dim, and Black Wolf had vanished without a trace. The team didn't dare act rashly after all. They were up against the top snipe. If anyone peeks out, they might not meet for 18 years. The team is in chaos. Danger lurks everywhere. Subscribe.